You're welcome to the Friends and Family Show live on Channel 1 TV. We're coming to you from our studios here at number 5 Ola Hanson Lane in Tessano. You know, always we bring you all the emotions. We let you go down memory lane and everything. And today we're going back down memory lane again. Today is all about high school memories. I bet that sometimes when you hear your high school, it's like you remember everything from dining hall to the friends you made to all the silly things you did back in school. So we're going to go down memory lane today, and I want for you to be a part of it. Send me a message via WhatsApp on the number 020-444-7033. Don't forget to add your name and location, darling. And here's what, my name is Noyo Kwote, and I'm your sweet host today. And I would want for you to find me on Instagram at na_oyo_Kwote. Don't forget to hit the like and the follow button when you do. So please be part of the show. Today I have gentlemen, all gentlemen in the studio. We're going down memory lane talking about high school. And then I'd wanted us to have a little banter, but they're all from the same school. But we'll see if there's going to be a little bit spark in there. And if whoever is remembering what and whoever is not remembering what. But we'll bring everything down to you. Please stick and stay. I'll take a breather. When I'm back, you're still on the Friends and Family Show. Don't go away.
Some movies change the world, and you'll find them elsewhere. Mnet Movies 4 is just in it to change your mood.
Great. Yes, I can.
Oh, I'm so excited. They turn an ordinary night into something
awesome.
Make you laugh louder, smile bigger, and feel like a kid all over again.
Yay! This is gonna be so much fun.
The only thing our movies are seriously serious about is making you happy. All month long. On Mnet Movies 4 for the easy, cheesy, silly, funny, snort laugh classic movies of your life.
When the stars come out, Ghana Weekend turns up the lights. From the hottest red carpet moments to the wildest after parties. And for all your celebrations, anniversaries, and unforgettable moments, if it's happening, we're there. First, fast, and fabulously. Your front row pass to Ghana's A-list lifestyle is just a click or a channel away. GhanaWeekend.com and Ghana Weekend TV, where fame meets the fans. Promote your next big event with us, because when you party with the stars, the whole nation of black stars should know. Visit GhanaWeekend.com, watch and subscribe to Ghana Weekend TV on YouTube. Stay connected with us across all platforms. Follow us on Instagram with the handle at GhanaWeekend.com, on X at Ghana Weekend, on TikTok, Ghana Weekend, and on Facebook at Ghana Weekend. Join the Ghana Weekend family today. Ghana Weekend, all access, all glam, all yours.
This June, the business wave is back, and it's bigger than ever. The City Business Festival 2025 on City FM and Channel 1 TV, where it's all about business. This June, we will be celebrating Ghanaian businesses, re-examining our business modules and practices through our business fora, and sharing knowledge through our on-air business discussions. Make a business date with the on-air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM and 10 a.m. on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. From expert interviews to real-world insights to the tools you need to grow. Don't miss a single moment this June. It's the City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business. Only on City FM and Channel 1 TV. Your business, your future, your time is now. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and let's grow together. The City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business.
The City Business Festival 2025 is powered by 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV, and it's proudly sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN Business, and Zonda Tech Ghana Limited.
Welcome. It's Play to 8.
Get ready for the game show where every play has a purpose. Welcome to Play to 8, the only game show where your knowledge and skill don't just win you prizes, they help change lives.
What sport is considered the most popular in the world?
Every point you earn goes toward real-world support, from school supplies to health kits, clean water to emergency relief. Play smart, play big, play to 8. Catch all the action, the drama, and the heat.
Most commonly spoken language in Brazil.
Portuguese.
Play to 8 every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Edna, let's begin.
The Play to 8 game show is proudly sponsored by Tang Palace, Giraffe Island, and VVIP.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensa.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
Two wrongs is a problem.
So two wrongs is problem.
Yes.
So once there are two wrongs, then there's a problem.
Yes.
If wishes were horses,
beggars may rise.
And what?
Beggars may rise.
oh my God! If wishes were horses, beggars.
Don't beg.
Pardon?
Don't beg.
If wishes were horses, beggars
Won't ride.
Huh?
Beggars won't ride.
If wishes were horses, then beggars will.
The beggars also was
Yeah.
The beggars also was.
Say that again. So if wishes were horses, beggars.
The beggars was horses.
Yeah.
The beggars was horses.
That'd be deep. That'd be deep.
Welcome back to the Friends and Family Show, still live on Channel 1 TV. My name is Noyo Kwarti, and we're going down memory lane today, talking about high school memories. And today I have alumni of an all-boys school. They're old boys of Accra Academy. I don't know where the name came from. I don't know if because it looks like yours is quite different, because Accra Academy. Because you have other schools, like, let's say, you mention a name, then the high school comes. But then we're from the academy. I come there, I'll talk about that. But if you know, or that's if you remember, right? So I've got two gentlemen in the studio from Accra Aca. We've all said Accra Aca, but you know there's actually academy. Nichano Academy. Yeah, so it's Accra Academy High School, no? Right. So you're welcome to the studio today. I have Desmond Darlington. Yeah. You're very welcome. Thank you very much. You're looking dapper. Is this how you people normally dress?
Oh, yeah, every day.
Is it like an Accra Aca style?
Oh, definitely.
You like to dress like sharp?
Yeah.
Or it's because you're from work?
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's how we dress everywhere. So, yeah, of course.
That's nice. I went up and down. It's nice. Okay, so in the studio as well is Dustin Glover. Another one. Jackets and what's actually influencing this color? It's quite cheap.
Yeah, it's different.
It's
I like
different,
to do
yeah.
different and to
You like to do different.
Time,
you don't like black and brown and
no, I do those sometimes depending on the occasion.
Oh right.
Yeah.
So what's the occasion?
Today,
yeah,
I'm spending time with you.
Wonderful. I like it. You're welcome. Okay, so now let's go down memory lane. Accra Academy, was that your first choice?
Yeah, that was my first choice.
It was your first choice?
Interestingly, I dreamed about attending Accra Academy.
Okay, so you know, we're supposed to choose 3 schools, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was your
was 5?
Your time was 5. Okay, my time was 3. So you chose 5. Mm-hmm. So do you remember the lineup?
I remember there was.
I'm just saying so that the others will not feel offended. You say it.
So Accra Aca was my first choice.
What was your first?
And then Laboni was my second.
Right.
And then Temasco.
Right.
And then I can't remember the rest, but I remember I chose Christian Methodist and maybe.
What, you just wanted to be in Accra?
I wanted to be in Accra.
Why?
Yes, I just wanted to be close to family.
Close to family,
yeah.
Good, that's nice. You?
Well, yeah, I chose Accra Academy, but arriving at Accra Academy took some drama, Growing up, the school I actually wanted to attend when I was somewhere around class 3 was at this school. Because I had seen I'd seen some at disco boys on the front page of was a Junior Graphic at the time, and I just liked the uniform. So I wanted to, exactly. I wanted to attend a disco because of the uniform, and then somewhere about 2 years later, I was watching the National Science and Maths quiz, and it was Prempeh against a certain school. I've forgotten what school it was, and the Prempeh boys were killing it. So I was like, okay, if I don't attend at disco, I'll go to Prempeh.
Right.
So there was something funny that happened when I got to JHS3, where we were supposed to,
choose
our schools, and then there was a funny incident. I found myself in some trouble, and looking at how the boys in my class teased me, I actually didn't think I could survive a boys' school. So yeah.
Like as in a boys' school out of Accra.
It doesn't matter where it was,
but it was just a boys' school.
My temper was terrible back then. And I couldn't take being teased at all.
Right.
So I was certain I wouldn't be able to handle a boys' school. So I wanted to change, and then I started to speak to my dad about maybe switching to Achimota or something. But unfortunately, I wanted to become a chartered accountant. And I don't know if Achimota still doesn't, but at the time they didn't do business.
Right.
So I needed to attend the school that offered business. So I had to go to Accra Academy. And funny enough, when I ended up in Accra Academy, I didn't even end up studying business.
Yeah. Why? It was okay. What year did you complete?
2013.
2013.
Yes.
Oh right. And so at that time, was the placement had it started yet, or you would have to choose the school?
The placement thing, the computerized.
Computerized
system.
Yeah, it was in. Right. Ours was not. So you have to go look at the school if your name is on the board.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that was how I ended up in Accra Academy, and I actually loved being there.
I was going to ask. That's actually going to be my next question. So what's your first impression getting to Accra Academy?
I mean, before I got there,
Did you have friends?
Yeah.
Who were already there?
Yeah, I had friends who were already there, as well as neighbors who attended other boys' schools, and we used to talk a lot about life in high school before I went to high school. So I was really, I was gingered to experience what could happen. But when I went there, it was a bit weird because this is the first time I was in a school where there was no girls. And I was wondering how it worked. So I was wondering if the school had a choir, because I'm used to choirs having just a few boys.
And then the girls,
and then so many girls and all that. So I was wondering how things like that worked, if there was a drama club and all. But I mean, as the years went by, I noticed everything was just perfect.
It was perfect. It was normal.
Everything was normal.
So all your answers, all your questions were answered.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you? What's your first impression?
Okay, so before attending Accra Academy, there was one gentleman who was 2 years ahead of me from my junior high school who was there.
Okay.
And I was expecting to see him. I got to meet him somewhere at the end of the first year. I have a lot of...
No, wait. Somewhere at the end of the first year.
At the
How
end of
big
the
is
first
school?
year.
Like how many of you that you got to meet him at the end?
There were about maybe 3,000 of us.
No, we're not that much.
We're not that many. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm told that you had
1,500
2 batches in 2013.
Yes.
So what batch were you in?
When the pink batch, the second batch.
The Form 3 batch.
The Form 3 batch. We didn't do
Okay.
4 years. We
You
were the
didn't do
last-
4 years, right?
Yeah, the first to do 3 years. Yeah. But then I always feared seniors a lot, and I didn't want to go out there to look for him and then
Okay.
end up being trapped where the seniors are.
Okay, so you had the seniors block and then the juniors block, or you were mixed in the same building?
We're mixed.
We're segregated.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Okay, well, for the art students, we were mixed.
we were mixed, yeah. The art
Okay.
students were mixed, yeah.
As in for class.
Yeah.
But what about
There were
the...
different forms on the same block
On the
for the
yes,
art
yeah,
students.
for the art students.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're in the same
Now,
block with our
I want to
seniors.
understand this. So when you go back to the dormitory, do you go according to your classes?
Oh no!
No, we're mixed
So
up.
I started as a day student.
Okay,
And I
right.
entered the boarding house in the.
That's why
in the
you
senior
met him
year.
at the
That's why
latter
I
end,
met him
right,
then. Yeah.
I understand now.
I started as a day student too.
So then, day students, do you actually go to the homos nights? Like, you know, the first...
No, we don't get to attend.
You don't
that.
get to
No.
attend,
It's
so
on
you
Saturdays,
can't.
so-
You can't
Yeah.
say anything about
No.
it. Oh, I wanted to get someone to tell me about the boys one because I went to a miss school and it was quite fun. And that day, you know, you do competition. My house lost.
Oh.
Yeah, my house we lost. The song they gave us was level. My house was like half the house covered that I So the thing they said we should do, I don't even do it. So we lost. I wanted to, get the feel of how the boys' school homos night is. But that's okay. Anyway, did you cry on your first day? Now that you're, okay, let's say day student, so you go normal day, you don't get to meet the seniors too.
I was excited.
You was excited?
Yeah.
Because when you close, you go home.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
so how is it exciting? Weren't you eager to know what's happening in the boarding school,
well,
the boarding
I knew
house?
I would end up there, and then when it was time for me to experience that, I would. But then, I mean, on the first day, as a day, I was very excited, very excited, because another thing that happened with me was that there was some drama with my placements. Because when I checked, it was a different person's name, a different school. I didn't even choose that came up. So my dad had to resolve all of that. Because I came to school after you guys were done with orientation.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's never bumped into you.
So I just couldn't wait.
But you guys still go through some kind of troubles with seniors, although you're day students, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember also any outrageous thing a senior did?
Outrageous thing. There was a time when I started taking a phone to school, and there was a senior who sees my phone, and I know he was using it to call his girlfriends in other schools, and I found it so insulting. Taking my phone from me, denying me of my privileges, and then you're using it to do whatever you want to do.
Okay, at that time, were you in the boarding school?
No, it was just before I entered into the boarding school.
Before.
Yes. And there was no one you could report it to because...
Yeah, why'd you have it anyway?
Why'd you have it anyway?
Yeah.
So you just keep it to yourself and try to manage the situation
Right.
until... That's what I remember. And then, once in a while, getting a senior sending you with maybe 50 pesos and saying, go and buy me food from Hajia.
Something that's
going to
cost like
about 3 or 5
5
cities, things like those. I remember a lot, yeah.
But so you didn't experience any until you entered. So let's say, okay, now let's have a conversation. Let's take it away from the day school time. Now let's get into a boarding house because I know that's where the juice is. Yeah, it's the boarding house that's got the juice. Not the day students. You don't really experience so many things.
Well,
because
we also have our
when
own
they are doing
world
certain things, you
altogether.
run away.
Not exactly.
Not really.
Okay, so now you tell me prelims, day student.
Okay, now I do events, okay, and my business started around then.
Right.
Usually during school, I mentioned it, we were talking about it recently. I'll be the errand boy who would go to Kanishi Market. Accra Aca is near Kanishi Market, to buy the teddy bears and the flowers and things
for
to
the
send
Valentine people.
for the Valentine people. I'm the one who's buying things for the guys in the school all the time. It's easy for me to just pretend to be sick and easily go home, as compared to a boarder who needs to, talk to the hall master and get an exit and all of those things. For me, it was easy to do all of those things. Anytime you hear there's something happening outside school, it's so easy for me to walk out. Yeah.
That's the privilege that the day students you have. Because if the person is homo, you cry, you're still in the boarding house of the person. If they put you under the bed, cry, you're there till they say pack your trunk and and go home.
And then we also have this thing where, as a day student, if you're late for school in the morning, you have to weed before you can go to class and all of those things.
So that was yours.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about the way our school was structured is that, where we used to hold the morning assembly at the time, it was a long walk from the South Gate. So everybody who uses the South Gate, that's those who use the Kanishi,
right?
the
Wager
Winneba
Road,
Road, that road. Anybody who comes to school late, you'll be spotted from afar. unless you don't drop from your trotro, you'll be spotted from afar, so you can't even dodge or anything like that. It was funny.
Anyway, now let's go to now that you're in the why do I keep saying boarding school? Why when you're in the boarding house now? Do you remember any crazy, the craziest moments? Do you have any craziest moments? Till today, you remember, so that's crazy. That's a sick thing to have happened.
Yeah, two things. One with a teacher and the other with a senior.
With a student, okay.
So the one with the senior, I think less than a week into boarding house, I couldn't find my toiletries.
Okay.
So I had to resort to, I had cut a little portion of my sponge that I was using to clean my sneakers at the time. So that had to become my bathing sponge.
Why you used to clean your shoes?
Yeah, and my towel, my sleeping cloth had to become my towel at the time. So I was managing it, and then the senior that took my stuff to just hide them, brought them back laughing at me.
So for how long?
For about 2 weeks.
How long did he have it? 2 weeks, and he was watching you do all of that.
Yeah.
Because at that time you couldn't have called home to get anybody to bring it, right?
But yeah, I had my revenge.
You had your revenge.
Yeah.
I want to hear it.
It was worse than what he did to me.
Did you do to him?
Yeah, of course.
Or you carried it forward?
No, I did to him.
You did
too.
to tell me.
So he had some favorite sneakers, and he was a senior. So this was almost a year after he did what he did to me.
So okay, but you still had it in mind that you get back at him.
Yes. So he was going to write his WASI, his first paper. He had to leave those sneakers behind because he was one person that never wore socks. So he had to leave the sneakers and wear, I think, cross sandals. Yeah, when he came back, he couldn't find the sneakers.
What did you do with them?
I put it in Tojo 4. I'll not tell you what Tojo is.
You put it where?
In Tojo 4.
What's Tojo 4?
At Alema Hall.
You tell me what it is. I didn't attend your school.
I will not say it to you.
I didn't attend your school.
No,
okay,
no,
so
no,
you're trying to tell me that academicians will know what you're saying.
Yes,
You
100%.
tell me. What's
Tojo 4. I'll say it off air. Off air.
The bathroom.
I'll say it off air.
Or where? You know I'm close. You know I'm close. Just say it.
Oh, don't worry. I'll tell you off air.
No problem. You? Do you have any crazy moments?
The very first day I entered the boarding house, I do remember taking my slippers off on the floor. I think I was on a top bed to get on the bed, and the moment I looked down, the slippers wasn't there, and I just couldn't believe that it could just disappear that fast. And then I think a few days after, I had a pair of shorts, the jersey shorts, the school PE sports outfit. I remember I had that and another pair of slippers, and it just mysteriously disappeared from my what do you call that?
The trunk.
From the trunk, and I just couldn't understand. The lock was perfect, everything was intact, everything was well.
But it was
nicely,
missing.
But it was missing. And then about an hour afterwards, I saw the school prefect then walking and wearing my shorts, and I had so much respect for him. I was livid.
I had so much respect for him. I do have no respect for people in a boys' school. So you were shocked.
I was shocked. How could he? This guy.
He's a
perfect.
Oh, did you have any wild moments that you enjoy the particular moment so much? Even when you reminisce, you're so proud that you attended Accra Academy. Do you have any wild moments? It could be either entertainment time, intercore, and all of that. You don't have wild moments.
I wasn't one to attend
some of those
a lot of these things.
Why?
I was just not interested.
So when they are going to Shija Jama, you don't Shija Jama?
Oh no, that's different. I mean, but on hindsight, I honestly feel like those that indulged in intercore, super zonals, all the freaks attended all those events, actually enjoyed high school than I did.
Yes.
And if I had the opportunity, maybe I would.
You'd have gone back to do that.
Not so much, but then just for the experience.
So you never went for any intercore?
Outside my school.
Yeah.
It was just one time at Odogono. Besides that, I never did.
You people that Accra people, their own is. You don't go out of Accra to.
We used to host it a lot as well.
Yeah, we used to host.
We used to host it a lot.
Oh, you?
But then when there was super zonals,
no, I don't remember ever going.
You don't go.
But intercore in our school, I do remember. Yeah, I remember sometime in Form 1, there was this match between Accra Aca and Kateko. And then I think Accra Aca scored a goal, and all of a sudden I just saw stones flying across the field, and all Form 1 boys go to the assembly hall. And I was like, it's happening.
So this actually happened less than a week. You remember I told you I came to Accra after.
Yes,
I was It happened less than a week after I started the school. Yeah, immediately I saw the stones fly, I just left. I just went to.
So okay, that's actually going to take me to my next question. So what were you both like in high school? Because like you weren't part of the whole gang thing. So what were you like in high school?
I was everywhere. So I was
everywhere.
So I'd heard about so many opportunities that were in school.
Okay.
So as soon as I entered Accra Aca, I was always doing so many extracurricular activities.
Oh, so you're book long?
Not book long per se. Like I was part of almost every club.
Okay,
I'd attend almost. So I was part of the German club.
Right.
I was part of the geography club.
Wonderful.
Together with, I think I was in my second year. Together with some seniors, I organized an excursion out to Ada. I was part of. There was this the Junior Achievement Program.
Right.
I was an active member of that.
So yeah, that's a book long.
Yeah, there was this group that did savings and loans. I was a susu collector at a point. I was selling wristbands, dog tags. I was doing all of those things. Every function you see me there. Today we are going to somewhere.
So you were for the events. So
I was for the events.
So now you actually, you know.
Yeah, I'm living that.
Paid out, yeah. What about you?
I was less social than I became later in life.
Anti-so?
Not really anti-so, because amongst my people, I wasn't anti-so at all.
So you had your squad?
Exactly. Like,
number of?
I didn't really have a number. Like in my classroom, in my dormitory, amongst my friends, I wasn't antisocial. Okay. But then when it came to like being part of clubs and stuff, I never really, The only club I was a member of was the geography club. We were both executives.
Yes, true.
Yeah, in our final, we were both executives.
Boy, so I do remember that.
You're a lover boy.
Yeah, every day at assembly, always here. The following guys should come to the.
You were a lover boy.
Yeah, I was a lover boy. The following boys should come to the library to for their letters. What? I was always getting a letter every
from different schools.
From different schools.
Okay, so what's your girls' school?
St.
Mary's. So you had girls there?
Yeah, everywhere, in every school. Ebri girls, St. Mary's.
Or like they liked you?
Yes.
Or you liked them? Were you writing letters to them?
Well,
they were writing their letters
then
to
I liked someone, and everybody else liked me. So my letters would go out to one person. But
you receive letters from people?
Letters and gifts and souvenirs every week. It got to a point where the library prefect wouldn't even mention my name. He'd just come and give me my letter directly. Because he knows me.
You too?
No, really. I mean, I exchanged letters a few times, but I didn't
really.
Who
and who?
Oh, a few people, I mean.
A few who? Who's the
a few people. A few people. Like, okay, what school? In what school? There were some girls' schools, some mixed schools. I don't remember them. It wasn't very
But did you have cliques?
Definitely.
Within the school? Yeah, there are cliques.
No,
for you both. Did you have any cliques at all?
No, I didn't have no person. I didn't have a clique.
Were you both in the same house?
No, we weren't in the same house.
Were you friends?
Yeah, we're friends in school.
So you've been friends since
school.
Final year?
Final year, we're very, very good friends. Yeah.
So you've never had one annoying time, say that, so there was one thing that he did that he's so annoying, and you don't understand how you guys are friends now?
Oh, no, that's how I remember. Me, I'm very easygoing. I'm cool people. I'm easygoing, yeah. But one interesting thing I do remember from high school was, I think in our third year, there was this thing going on where a class would write a letter to another same class in a girls' school, and then we end up making friends. We all write shout-outs on there, and then one guy...
No, break it down.
So we want to make friends in another school. Let's say you want to make friends with Wesley girls.
Right.
So Art 1 will write a letter to Art
1 in Wesley girls. The entire class.
The entire class. And then at the back of the letter, everybody will give a shout-out.
Okay.
And then it goes to the school, and then they'll pick who they want, and then write back.
So you write your full names?
Yeah, you write your full names.
You don't add pictures?
No, we don't.
So how do they know? They're just picking names. What if they
try your luck? You try your luck. You try your luck.
You try your luck.
You try your luck. So this particular day, one guy sent out a letter to, I think it was a Holy Child or so, I'm not too sure. And the letter came back and they had used red pen to correct all the spelling mistakes there. And they had dissed each and every single one of us who had featured behind the letter. And then the class guys got a bit upset. And you know what we did? We got toilet paper. And then
before we get into that toilet paper episode, don't bring it down. Before we get into that toilet paper episode, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll tell you what the toilet paper was used for. You're still on the Friends and Family Show. I'll be right back.
Let's get into the world of sports like never before.
No one ball, what back.
You know how we do it on Fridays.
Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. on 97.3 City FM for Sports Panorama, your ultimate destination for all things sports.
One of the biggest scandals in this country's history. Yeah. You can't spend 250 million USD and come out with that.
From the thrill of association football to the excitement of basketball, tennis, athletics, and even emerging sports, we cover it all. Whether it's the Premier League or the latest NBA showdown, we bring you the stories behind the stars.
Getting an opportunity to become a national team coach, he should understand the politics around football.
And don't miss the prayer of the rabbi.
Joe was Zebaut.
How Zebaut there?
Zebaut won Chaboke.
We're not just about the games, we're about the community.
If you are going to be given this kind of treatment, then you need to be that guy. When I look at him play, he is not it.
Or when it's time for Don't Call Me.
Moria picky, picky.
Join the conversation as we connect with fans across the country and beyond. Want the latest updates? Send us your thoughts and we'll feature your comments live on air. And remember, we like to hear your predictions for matches and your thoughts in general. Think you know who's going to win? Let us know.
Big shout outs to my YouTube people.
Tune in every Friday at 7 p.m. only on 97.3 City FM. Sports Panorama, where sports come alive.
Amen.
Sports Panorama, your weekly sports fix. Don't miss out on the action. Sports Panorama. Catch the excitement every Friday.
Yeah, welcome back to the Friends and Family Show, always live on Channel 1 TV. My name is Noyo Kwote. We're still going down memory lane, and today I'm talking to two alumni, all boys from an all-boys school, that's Accra Academy. And I'm actually enjoying myself, because I haven't seen the soft side of Accra Academy. It's quite soft. I love it. You know, I was expecting the people come and beat me kind of matter. Yeah, but I'm loving this soft, cool, calm, collected side of Accra Academy boys. Yeah, I'm beginning to love them. I've never thought about thinking of any Accra Aca boy like that. You get what I'm saying? Because usually we hear about them when they go to Intercore and then they are doing their shaggy things. You get, so I was trying, but I think that it's because we are done with the high school. You know, some people usually just move out of it or grow out of it. But sometimes with the one that you used to this day. But I'm not seeing, I like the soft side. Anyway, we were talking about the toilet paper before, I'm sorry, before we went for the break. I want to know what the toilet paper was used for.
So we sent our reply to each and every dish on the toilet paper. You know, put on the floor, make sure that it was very dirty. Put it in a nice envelope.
So that was your retaliation.
That was our retaliation.
Okay.
And then right after that, about a week after, we got a response from them again. The first person who sent the first response wrote a letter and addressed the whole class.
So what school was this?
I think it was Holy Child.
Oh, no, don't write English for you.
Hey, they wrote to they really wrote.
Don't write English for you.
It was like they had opened a dictionary and they were just copying and writing.
Words, encyclopedia.
And they really addressed us very well, as well as
Did
the
it
first
hurt?
guy. Yeah, it humbled us.
So who started writing the letters first? You started.
We sent it out first.
But was it nice?
It was nice.
So how come? How did it get to the toilet paper?
You know, it was a bit cheesy. It was like, you know, we like you. You know, I want to get a girl in the school, and he didn't construct the sentences well, and all of those things. So they were just trying to be funny.
Right.
And then you know the Accra Aca side came out, and then we just had to just respond nicely. And unfortunately for him, when the final response for the toilet paper came, he was reading it when a class teacher walked in, and then she sees the letter, took it to the staff common room, and he was asked to come there later, and it was just something. I remember the gentleman very well. It was so interesting.
Nice.
Very, very interesting.
How have you changed since high school?
I think I've grown more social.
Really?
I'm more involved in things I wouldn't have been
Again,
involved in.
I don't understand how you go to Accra Aca and be anti-so.
There's every type of person in every school.
Well,
I wasn't anti-so.
But you were so,
I was just not interested in a lot
with
of
your
things.
people, but anti with external.
Exactly, yeah. Maybe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I don't think my friends.
Or you think that you had your own kind of people?
Yeah, I did.
You know, you can't just gel with everybody.
Yeah, I did.
You're not like us that we are church. So every house where we.
But you know the funny thing. You know the funny thing that's happened since high school. The people I'm closest to now, were mostly people I never spoke to when we were in school.
Right.
It happens like that.
Like a lot of the people I'm closest to now from high school were people I never spoke to when we were in school. It's just one of the ways I've changed.
I think for me, it's not like that. I know a lot of people, but then I just know a couple of people who like are in my circle. But I can know like 10 or 15 people I attended school with. But out of the 10 or 15, you can just get 2 who actually like, you know, on a daily, we text or we call. It's not like we're enemies or anything, but they're just not in my close circle. So I understand what you're saying. Yeah, it makes sense. But again, it's not the things all hitting me well.
Like I said, there's every type of person in every school. Forget what you think.
So did you go for entertainment?
Yeah, I did. It was
How was it like? Tell me about entertainment.
It was fun. I remember.
No, I really want to know how entertainment.
One of my first few ones, it was this quiz competition. It was entertainment, and 2 guys from my hall, they won the thing for us. It was always fun. Okay. There was nothing that wasn't anything that's organized in the boys' school in Accra. It was fun. It was fun.
Okay, so now this is what I want to understand. How entertainment is going to be fun with all boys? What were you doing? Rapping or dancing?
Have you seen boys having fun together before?
That's why I say so just give me describe
There's everything. Like even if we have to create women, there are boys who are able to
dress like
people
women.
acting. You have some guys who dress perfectly like women.
We had guys who were so good acting as women. People used to send spies to peep into. You know, they used to go for this drama competitions and stuff. They used to send spies to go check the Accra Aca section if they've not hired women and all that.
Yes, because they
were
good, like acting,
very good.
like women.
And then there were dancers. I remember there was even a dance group called Boogie Links. And then they had the singing groups. Kiddy as well were in school with Kiddy around the same time. I remember seeing him on stage a few times.
He was a year ahead of us.
There were rappers. You'd
sometimes
he was a year ahead of us. You find people arguments about irrelevant things. I remember there was even one thing, and this was in class. This happened in class a lot. There were times when we have a free period, we organize our own awards night, our own awards day. And
like
then
in your class or in your dorm?
In our class, within the classroom. And we'll give awards, people come in full. There'll be times where people come and even give commercial breaks and come and be acting funny things like Ejako and all of those people in class. It was so funny, so funny.
So you made your own time?
Yeah, you know, because we are all boys, everybody's comfortable in their shell.
I think so.
Everybody's
because
very,
if it was to be a mixed school, I think that guys who actually attend a mixed school are prim and proper. They like to take care of themselves.
Proper boys in boys' school too.
Well, it's true.
Yeah, very
it's true. So were you prim and proper?
Not really.
No, you will look like a prim and proper.
Yeah, he was. Was I? Oh yeah, he was. You
were prim and proper. You like to take care of your hair, your nails.
Exactly.
You like to work in clean shoes.
Because I was always going out of school.
Okay.
But then, you know, and I think it's one of the things that has helped shaping who I've become today.
Right.
In school, of course, there'll be a good number of days when I'm trying to be very well put together. And also certain days when you really don't care if your shirt is torn or if your feet are dirty. But that's because it's a boys' school.
But I think like you would be okay if it was in a mixed school.
But then the moment I stepped into the real world, I realized that there were lots of things that were not okay because it's not just boys looking at you, there's the whole world looking at you.
Right.
And it really helped make me know how to be very composed. Yeah.
Hey. This is your composure that I really need to. Anyway, now let's talk about writing exams. Like, you know, now you're in the final year, and then you guys wrote WASI, no?
Yeah, we wrote WASI.
And then now it's just dawning on you that you're leaving school. Were you excited?
So for me, I felt like I was too young to leave high school. I was starting to enjoy it too much. So I felt like we should do an extra year. You know, it was around our time that they were experimenting with a 3-4 year thing. Yeah. We were supposed to go back to 3 years and then we were leaving with year 4s. I felt I was too young to go to the university. I just wanted to experience high school.
1 more year in high school.
But after writing WASI, I was like, it would have been a waste of 1 more year because, I mean, I was very okay with what I had written in.
Right.
Yeah,
But how did you feel? Was it like an emotional thing?
when I
break
was
down
leaving,
thinking that you're leaving school?
It was very difficult coming to terms with it. Like I struggle with change personally. I struggle with
an emotional thing. Did you
when I
break
was
down
leaving,
thinking that you're leaving school?
It was very difficult coming to terms with it personally. Change like because I didn't know what was next for me. I remember very well. You know, for me, I didn't live far from the school, just like him. So my staff went way before me, and then after writing my last paper, I was just going home like a day student. You wouldn't even think I was a
So
border.
you didn't wait back to do anything?
Not really. We were just chit-chatting, exchanging contacts.
But how did you feel writing the exam with the fourth years? Because it was your time that they merged you guys. Were they behaving like seniors?
There were so many fights in school, a lot of fights. You know, right from Form 1. You know, they're trying to show us that they are seniors, they're in the school before us, and we're also like, you know, we're on the same level. You know?
Yeah.
It was a funny thing.
That thing is painful. It's going to be painful because I've done an extra year. You're writing the same exam, so now it's like I can't ask you to bore.
You know,
because
exactly
we're living together.
Okay, so at
I
what
think
time?
that thing peaked when we were in second year and they were in third year. And the fourth years were just about leaving.
So it was at that point that it was cancelled.
No, it was cancelled. It was cancelled just when we went into
third year, and they went to fourth year.
When we went into the school, first year when we started was when it was cancelled.
So we went into the first year knowing that we'll do only 3 years.
But they had to do one more year.
Yeah,
they had already done one extra year.
But that wasn't fair.
Now, I remember my
it's not fair. They should have allowed them to, like, you know, go out and then start with you. Like, you end.
Yeah, someone had to start it, and it was us.
And it was us. We're just a lucky ones.
But then they should have. Oh, that's not fair. So now this is you that punish you.
How was it not fair?
It wasn't fair.
They got an extra year to prepare for WASI. How was it not fair?
Didn't get.
It was unfair to us.
We just rushed through
No,
the system.
but again, Charlie.
Nah.
I just don't want to be in their shoes.
I remember a few moments maybe writing WASI and having a senior sitting next to you.
And then he wants to do you shake.
And then he's like, hey, Charlie, what be number one? I'm like,
but
Charlie,
you did a school
all egos died.
It got to a point where all egos died, and it was just a beautiful connection.
It was. How long did it take? The fights peaked when we were in second year and they were in third year.
Knowing that,
But then when we were both in final year, when we were in third year, we were in fourth year, I think everything was fine.
Everything was fine. The bond was just so interesting and unique. You know, right from first year, when you walk into the school, you make a first circle of friends. As you go through the school, the circles change.
Right.
In the final year, you become friends with people who were once your seniors. You'll become like brothers. And then it was very, very emotional for me. At the same time, I was excited to leave, to go to the real world, to go to Legon and be in pens and, you know, roll with the top squad and all of those things. So for me, it was mixed feelings. And it's one of the things that I wish I could relive again with the knowledge and wisdom I have today.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm so glad I experienced everything I experienced back then.
Back in school, that's nice. So on the day that you had to leave school, how was it like?
I remember after the last paper, I don't remember which course it was. Was it elective maths? Yeah, Charlie, the paper wrote me. The paper really wrote me. But I remember coming out into the Interact Square. And then, you know, all the boys, so, you know, I'm going, I'll see you next time, writing each other's names on our shirts. And it was mixed feelings for me.
You didn't cry?
No, I didn't cry. By looking at somebody who you have so much bond with, knowing that you may never see them again, it was like an interesting wake-up call, you know.
Okay, so I'm told that some of your papers were cancelled. How did you feel about that?
No,
government.
Government.
I didn't write government. Yeah. Government was cancelled.
Did you write?
No, I didn't write that one.
Okay, so it didn't
affect any of
us. Right. Me, when I was leaving school, my track and talk box went ahead to where the pickup point was. Right after I wrote, it was like, Charlie, coming back to the door, you can't come and say bye-bye, no, it's waste of my time.
Oh, why?
Yeah, I moved straight from the exam hall, so I'd sent a text to my dad then that, you know, the paper was going to end at this time. And I didn't want to spend 30 minutes on campus.
Wow.
And he, you know, so we played along like that.
Wow.
So by the time that the siren went off, that the paper had ended and people were throwing their papers and
You just went to.
Wow.
I bet I was the first person to leave the school.
I have very strong memories of the final moments, seeing some of your friends for the very last time. There's some that I don't even know where they are till date.
Right.
And you think about the
I
fact
didn't
that
want all of that shenanigans. Like I was tired.
And you were just in a hurry to just
yeah,
go into
you
the
know,
real world.
I wasn't that senior that's like, you know, all of, out there on people, and I just wanted to be done and over with this and go. I remember, I think it was June 6th, 2006 or something, but I know it was June. Yeah, I remember, or May 6th instead.
6th, yeah.
And then I was just out of the school. Nobody knew where I passed or where I didn't pass, because that morning, I think the paper was at 9. So by 7, 8, my things were packed. Just my pencil is not in the dormitory.
Are you in touch with some of your friends from back then?
Oh yeah, still.
Oh, that's
nice. Still. For that, I try as much. But you know, they create the group pages and all of that, and people have changed much. People have different names now, and then you're wondering.
There are people we knew by their nicknames.
Yeah. So now you can't really, you can't really
tell. For
tell.
him, for example, it's just recently that I've become comfortable with calling him by his first name. I used to call you by your surname. We'll call each other by our surnames and nicknames. Yeah, from day one. And then now I have to call him by his first name. You know, so sometimes it sounds very different.
So you guys just wrote the exam and then that was it. Have you ever gone back? To
my last interaction in the school, funny enough, was with. We had this English teacher. She taught French as well, Genevieve Mensah.
No, I'll go back to the teachers. Do you have any favorite teachers?
Absolutely.
You had favorite ones, and the ones that you can swear on and that you can hit the person with egg if you find.
Yeah, and I don't even know his name. He's called Vala.
Vala.
Yeah, he did a terrible thing to me.
You can hit him with egg. I should buy the egg for you.
I'm not joking. I actually can.
Hey.
Yeah, he did a terrible thing to me. It was during the staying we had in after second year. It was, I think there was preps. So we were at preps that day. And the funny thing was, I don't think anybody in my room was even studying that day. I was just there reading. And this man enters. He's someone who craves attention. You understand? I look back at some of the things he used to do, and it was crazy to me. So it was a very cold night. I don't know if you remember, June, July is very cold on the campus. It was a very cold night. I didn't have any jackets or anything. So I had a school vest on because it was thick. And then I wore my pajamas because it's long sleeved. And that was what I was studying in. It was staying. It wasn't regular school, so they were easy on what you wear. So he comes in and then he doesn't find anything wrong with anybody. He comes to me and he's like, why am I in pajamas? So I explained to him, I'm cold and I don't have any jackets or anything. And he goes, no, you are wearing it because you want to sleep. It was crazy. So he tells me to take it off. He takes it, goes wherever he went with it. The next day, I decided to go to his bungalow to try and get my thing. But I got there, he was using it as a rag. I mean, it was terrible.
Oh, that's painful.
Oh, yeah. I'm still pained.
I'll buy the egg crate. I'll buy the crate.
Thank you very much.
I'll buy egg crates for you.
Yeah. But in terms of favorite teachers, Foster Saki, he taught me elective maths in first and second year. Yeah. Very good teacher. And the chemistry teacher, I've forgotten his name.
Did you have any female teachers?
Yeah, we did. I remember Felicity Gatitego, she taught integrated science for a short while. My class really stressed her, but she was my favorite.
And I also like this woman, I don't know if you remember Pearl Agbeto. And then
I've been trying to remember. She was our neighbor even.
Yeah. They were
then
nice.
now one is neighbor, so you liked it.
Yeah, she was an English teacher.
Yeah. Very
So you had good teachers, and then you had the ones
that
were troublesome.
Honestly, I feel like we had some of the best teachers because, you know, we used to hold vacation classes, and people come from other schools, like equally big schools, and they're like, their teachers don't make as much time as our teachers make for us.
Right.
And it was crazy to me.
No, but there was one man who, I don't want to mention his name on air, but then he was supposed to teach us core maths. I can count the number of times he came to the class to teach us.
Mine is my chemistry
Was he
teacher.
smallish and dark?
No, he was big stomach, tall.
Hey.
He had a white Corolla.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I still don't know what my chemistry teacher looks like, because I think he or she never came to the class.
Oh, we had a very good chemistry
and
teacher.
Then we thought it was cool because
Mr. Odum.
free
I just
periods.
remembered his name, Mr. Odum.
Mr. Odum,
yeah.
It was a nice free period. You get to do whatever you want. But in final year, that was when I was now starting to learn Akiola from page 1, and it was so tough. That's why I said the paper wrote to me.
Because you played the whole time.
Because we played the whole time.
Right. So if now before I go away, if you were to relive one moment back in school, what would that be?
I may sound like a terrible person, but it was a very funny moment.
Go on.
There was an SRC election, and the losers disagreed with the whole process. They protested and protested, and then
so
there was a rerun of the election. And the same people lost again.
It's like when you take your exam paper for remarking.
The same people lost again. And the way it was in Accra Academy was such that, you know, in other schools, I don't know, but when we went to the university, for each position, there are different sets of contestants. For example, for president, different people contest for president, different people contest for vice president, except in the SRC where you have a running mate. But in Accra Academy, whoever comes first is president, whoever comes second is vice president. The rest of you don't get anything. So the same thing, the same order. And when we were announcing the results at the assembly that morning, after they finished with the first two, they mentioned the guy that came third and then the guy that came last. And when the number of votes he got was announced, everyone who was standing near him went far away from him. They drew a circle around him. So everyone could see. So it was terrible. It was embarrassing.
Very, very embarrassing.
What about you?
For me, I'd love to relive every single day all over again. But there were a few highlight moments that I remember. One that wasn't so significant, but for me then, it was a very big thing. I started as a day student, and then to become a boarder, you have to send a request, a letter to the senior house master back then. And I knew he was very forgetful. I couldn't wait to get into the boarding house. So I went to see him one day. He gave me the forms to fill, and I had to go to the assistant headmaster administration. I think was it Bishon? Yeah. Very, very. The man was fierce, and you had to go to him to give you approval. And I was so scared to go to the office. So you know what I did? I waited for about 2 weeks. And I went back to the senior house master's office. And then he's like, you know, what are you here for? I'm here for the boarding house. You told me to come today to assign me to a hall. And he said, okay, let me go through the list. So he went through the list. He saw my name all right. And there was an asterisk by my name. And he's like, there's something, I can't find your forms anywhere here. I helped the man search his entire office. Went to that teacher's office to help him. Knowing very well that I didn't have it there. And he's like, why is there an asterisk on you? And I said, you said as soon as I come, you give me first placement. You push me inside first. And then that was how I ended up in the boarding. I lied easily. That was how I ended up there. But
they never found out.
Nobody ever found out. That for me was one of the things where I felt like, hey, I've done something so bad and yet so good, you know.
So you relive that moment.
Yeah.
Of going to fight. Okay, anyway.
Yeah,
like, you know, putting yourself in trouble.
Yeah, in trouble.
Right. Anyway, so we've had a wonderful conversation. And one final thing I'm going to ask you is there anything that you've taken out of Accra Aca and you know that I'm running wild to it. I'm running wild with it to the end. What would that be?
Yeah, it's that nothing comes easy because nothing came easy there. You had to fight for everything.
Lots of punishments.
Everything at all, like good, bad, whatever it was, you needed to fight for it. Food, where you sleep, anything at all.
So you don't regret going to Accra Academy?
Not at all. Prepared me for real life because that's the real life. Nothing comes easy in life. So yeah, Accra Academy prepared me.
But I really want to experience the whole Jama bit of Accra Academy.
I think Jama fell off when we got there.
Because my time was quite fierce. My time was a bit like, you know, we really want to see the guys come and make a whole lot of noise.
Maybe before we got there, it was that good. But
it was that good.
Yeah, comparing what I experienced there to other, I don't think it was that good during our time.
I mean, I remember Form 1, I remember going for interco and being in the middle, you know, doing the come and see you, come and see. I think it's one of the, no, we have this like Accra Aca one.
Okay, but before any other thing, I'm sorry. Do you remember your school anthem?
Oh yeah, we sang it.
Yeah, we sang it just last week.
Which one?
Sing, you say we sang. I don't know which one. You went to the school now. Which one? Hey, beat is inside.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, let's go.
You have built nations of men. You made great men of them. Generations of scholars salute you. Black and grey acknowledge you. A lifetime of feeding in thoughts, in words and deeds. Esther Kwamideri, Esther Kwamideri, Esther Kwamideri, true to the spirit we live. Grasp the substance, leave the shadow, and onwards to the truth. Esther Kwamideri, a great family.
Okay, so the Esther Kwamideri is what? Is Latin?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Be rather than to sing.
To be rather than to sing.
Be rather than to sing.
Yeah.
So, that's nice.
Yeah.
To be, rather than people will see you to be what it is, right?
Be authentic and true to
Thank you
yourself.
so much for coming through. Thank you so much. And no, I didn't get what you're running wild with from Accra Academy.
Accra Aca has really helped shaping my thoughts, my circles, relationships with people. And so I run an events business. My business was birthed in Accra Academy.
Okay.
That was the first place where I got to experience how to start a business, how to manage a business, how to run a business. And there was so much encouragement, there was so much push and zeal. And like you said, preparation for the real world. And I've lived with that till date.
Nice.
Yes, and it's something that no one can ever take from me.
Beautiful. Thank you so very much for coming. Like, I've enjoyed this conversation. You know, like I said early on, I haven't really experienced the soft side of Accra Academy. Like, not necessarily like Accra Academy, like soft side of boys from like a boys' school. And I think I like this part as well. It's not always the gra-gra,
we all have our moments.
You all have your moments here, but I'm trying to say that there's always that touch. There's something about today's conversation. I don't know. I know if I had my zebra boys here, they would be shouting and doing something. They'll be singing something. Well, I'm married to an Adisado. Yeah, right. I'm married to an Adisado guy. Anyway, thank you so much. If we had Pascal here, Pascal would be shouting. But anyway, I'd want to have you again with another set so we can see if I'm going to get that banter that I was looking for. Because, I want the banter to see that back in the... So which school were you collecting their guests?
Persec.
You're collecting Persec guests. Okay, so Nimatu, producer, please, next time, please bring Accra Aca and Persec boys.
Queen's boys, yeah.
And Queen's
Accra girls, yeah. Queen's too, yeah.
And Queen's was chasing Accra girls.
No. Some of us were chasing Accra girls.
So that is the Queen's.
Yes.
Their boys are.
Yeah. So the main chick was in Mary's, and then the side chicks from Accra girls.
Side chicks. On the side chicks note, this side chick matter, I can't argue it. I can't fight. I beg you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And so we've been talking about high school memories today. I bet that you at home, you've been thinking about, like, back in school, I did all of that. And then I know I wanted to get into some names of the meals that you enjoyed back in school. But that would be for another day. Thank you so much for being part of the show. My name is Noyo Kwote. Do enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll be back next week, same time. Don't go away completely. Stay on Channel 1 TV. My love to you. Mwah.